For this second video, we will get to the heart of the matter by getting hands-on with the software, looking at its interface, functionality, and the creation of scoring models. The second tab we can find on the SL video system will be the model editing one. It is presented in this way. We will open the list of models, and this is where we will find all our models by sport that we can create. For example, here we have basketball, as we saw earlier. But if I want to create a model for handball, I can very well do it here too. So we'll keep it in basketball mode. And for example, we will take a model that we created on the France-United States match of the Olympic Games final, where we can select it, and we will have icons here to either modify it, export the template in SL video system format, duplicate it. It is possible to duplicate a template and modify, for example, just the background image, while keeping the creation we made in the SL with the different objects, and delete it. So here, I am going to select it, I click on it, and I access the model editing interface. The model editing interface looks like this. At the top left, we will find the name of our template and some options when we click on it, such as the name of the model and the resolution. For this example, we kept a standard HD resolution of 1920 by 1080, and then we will be able to import a background or an image we created in software. A graphic creation like Canva, Photoshop, or Illustrator, for example. I will save this model here. We can see it well in the background here. And then we will be able to import the score objects, which are directly linked to the information from the control panel to the scoring table. For this example, we had a team names object. We will also have the score objects. We will find here points, an image to insert a logo. We'll also find the timeout, the match timer, the period when the basketball card, the possession arrows, team fouls, and then we will see all the individual information concerning the players. For a basketball game, we have 12 players on the list, and we will be able to associate the player's bib number, the player's name, the number of individual fouls, and associate the number of points scored by this player. Then, for each object, we will have customized parameters. We will have positioning and scaling parameters on our template. You see, when I move, the information moves in the top right. Then we will have the information of the graphical aspect of the object. It can be changing the size, changing the font. For example, I can reduce it by setting it to 60. How the text is centered in the box, the color of the text. For the non-team object, you need to select if the team is home or away. In this case, it will be the French team. It will be the home team, so the team that receives. And if we take the case of the opponents, it will be the United States team. We take the same object, and there we will select guest. For individual objects, it's a bit different. We still have this logic of home or guest team, but you also need to associate one line per player. We know, for example, that this player is going to be Victor Wembanyama, the first player of the French team. We need to associate all these objects with line number 1. And the same thing then for player number 2 on line number 2, and so on up to 12. If we look closely at our 12th player, we will have exactly line number 12 with the associated objects. And we use the same logic for the United States team, except here. We will keep line 1, but in guest mode. We will also have a media library tab where we can store all our image or video assets. In this case, we created our France USA fund, and we also have our logos. We will be able to store here, and that we will be able to access by adding an image object, for example. We clearly see that I created an image object with the logo of the French team, but I did not do it for the United States. I will be able to add an image object that I resize to 200 by 200, for example, that I align as I want with our previous objects, and then I will be able to get our image from the media library. The image we had previously uploaded, I select my logo, save it, and it is well embedded in my template. Once our template or model is created, we will be able to save it. Like this, my template is saved, and we will be able to return to the display tab to broadcast it on our video screens. I select it here and there, I can send it to my screen.